Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spiritual Psychics TV, our Christmas Day special. We have an absolutely wonderful lineup for you today. We're starting now and going all the way through until 9:30 tonight. First of all, we've got Mark McDonagh, who I'll introduce in a second. Then we're streaming live from Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. We're having a little bit of a break where we switch over to our Zoom, and everybody's welcome on Zoom. And that's at 11:15 with Dawn Lawrence. We're then sliding into Joseph Haig at 12 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, we're just purely on Zoom, and that's with Karen Wood and Amanda Nicol. Then we've got Hazel Levine, Danielle Nugent, Carol Pigeon, Abla, Heidi, Lawrence Saville, Christine Stewart, Liam James, Wendy Hollins. Then Wendy and Christine are doing a double act. You then get a little break while we switch over to Skype and end the day with Emily Baker. So without any more of ado, I'm going to hand over to the wonderful Mark, who's going to start you off with healing today. Over to you, Mark.
Well, thank you, Janet, and Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful start to the day, or of course at night if you're around the world working and coming and linking in with us with this wonderful energy at this time of year. What I'm going to do for you today is work with a healing and basically a meditation to tune in. Let's bring peace and joy to the world. So it's going to be a little bit deep because I feel the energy around myself and around you beautiful people. It's amazing how it works so well, how the spirit intelligence around this earth are bringing forward their love, the angels, and of course that Christ consciousness at this time of year. Being spiritual, naturally, we're all very, very sensitive. So what I'm going to ask you to do, please, is just relax. You can light a candle if it's safe for you to do so, if you have one at hand. If not, please don't worry, I'll do that for you. But please do open up your heart center. And please know that the most important part to this process at this time is yourself, where you're saying and honoring that light of love within you. For the Christ consciousness, of course, is that divine spark within all. And I do ask you to take a deep breath, feel your feet on the ground, and start to open up your heart center. Allow your energy to expand, to bring that light all around, realizing how important you are in the process of this. Taking a nice deep breath and asking your loved ones. We will mention some tapes and names later on. Myself, I'll be asking for dear Tom, who's in hospital at this time, my dear son Edward, all those I love and care for. So start to think of some names as you relax into the energy and ask for that beautiful energy of the Christ consciousness to come close, to join with you, to be with you at the very, very special time of year. Feel those special memories that you have with your loved ones in spirit and ask them to come closer. Feel their love and know the memories you have of them are with them in the spirit as they come to be with you again. Take that deep breath and just let yourself go and feel healing and love and peace for this wonderful earth of ours, this wonderful planet. And feel the love that the spirit have for you also. And let's set ourselves up for the day. So bless you all. Think of the names that need healing, including our planet, including yourselves, and allow the spirit world to come close to us all, to bring us that love, that joy and peace, and the upliftment, and a special prayer for those also who are lonely at this time. And if you are, please know the spirit are with you. I'll leave you there for a while to soak up the energy and the love, and I'll bring you back in a few moments. I can only see one at this time. Sorry. So a special hello, good morning to Jacqueline. Feel the love with you. Nice to hear from you. And to Lillian Beasley, thank you so much for joining us, and Merry Christmas to you as well. I'm sending that love to everybody here. Thank you for your generosity. James Blythe, good morning. Yes, happy Christmas to you, sir. Hope it's going well. I know it's going well. To Julie Caswell, for the healing love. To you and your beautiful cat, and Merry Christmas to you. To Keith Bernard Abbott, Merry Christmas from all of us to you also, sir. Be at peace, and thank you. Christine Davis, good morning and Merry Christmas. Take my love. I can feel your light. Very special lady, so thank you. Cheryl Boxwell, bless you. I wish I was by the sea on that boat with you right now. So wishing you a Merry Christmas. Hope that all is going well. Jenny Rose, what a beautiful smile. Merry Christmas, and to you in the US. I hope it's going well over there. I wish you peace and love in that very special place. And Jacqueline again. Healing, of course, from Katrina the Spirit do here. And to you, my love, and all of her family. Thank you. So please, everybody, stay in that peace and that love. Those who are more sensitive will feel the spirit around them and know your loved ones are reaching out to you, coming close. Perhaps you're feeling the tingling of the love and the healing. But feel all the energy flowing through your heart center, gently. And feel the spirit of Christmas reminding you that God's greatest gift to the world at this moment is yourself. Be that loving soul you are meant to be. Feel the peace and love of the Spirit shining through you. For in truth, have we ever really left? We wrap ourselves in the physical, surround ourselves with the material, but in truth, all are spirit, here and now. And that love is with you, as is mine. So wherever you feel, hear, see, know, feel us all holding our hands around the earth with the angels. Those who feel their family being closer, to embrace them as they embrace you and know you've never been forgotten. They've never left us. Live in our loving hearts as we live in theirs. And do feel that energy of the Christ coming close. He is multi-dimensional. He has no religion, only that of love and unity and peace. Let us also bless, I won't be controversial, but those in business, health and politics. Help them awaken to the truth that they are serving God's children, for which we all are, and their decisions have an effect, just like a pebble in the water creating ripples. Let them not work through greed, but work through love and understanding that everyone upon this earth is important, has a purpose and a reason for being here. Like the Christ, let us learn to love all. As the Spirit have always said to me, we are lovers of light, regardless of the personality. And I do thank you for learning and knowing how to be truly loving, proactive, and effective carriers of the light. Feel the healing. Feel the energy. And allow those memories of the past, keeping us warm. Let us enjoy the Christmas present. This time, live in the moment. In all your lives, enjoy the moment. Let tomorrow take care of itself. But do send a blessing for Christmas in the future. Let them be ones where there are no limitations, only unity, and times to be with our family and friends. Know we should live in the moment. Do set the intention that the year ahead will be full of reunification, of peace, of understanding of each other, or realizing we have every right to have free will, make our own choices. And the angels bless this, and feel the Archangel Michael giving you strength. For those who can, feel his sword and his shield. The warrior of light also has great humour and love for humanity. The protector, who will give you the confidence and the strength to speak your truth. No one has the right to tell you how you should be. Only the God-given right of your existence, of the creation, of your wonderful light and power that is within you. And do allow others to be themselves also. Yes, parents, take care of your children and be there for them. But with joy and love, as that great power that is the Great Spirit who blesses you, encourages you to find your path. Encourage them to be the free spirits that you create them to be also. Take a deep breath. You're mindful yourself, blowing a kiss or hugging your friends and family. Know you all have spirit guides, angels, helpers, those wonderful, wonderful energy helpers who rarely hear from, but work so hard in the background, helping us to open up our hearts and be closer to the spirit, and to help the spirit world be closer to us. Our guides who do that wonderful, wonderful job of watching over us. But remember, it isn't your mind ego, it is your spirit that picks your pathway, and the spirit follow the path of your spirit and bring forward to you the situations that are needed for your growth. I know life is very difficult, painful and hard at times, but love who you are. Know you can cope and take on any challenge. And when you return to be with your loved ones in the spirit once more, you will realize how much you've grown, and the rewards of growth, with nothing expected in return with your unconditional love, will take you to the heights and make this experience of life worthwhile. So feel your feet on the ground, feel the Earth Mother beneath you, giving you her love. Know she's always there, supporting you just like a mother cradling a newborn baby. And feel the power of spirit and their pride of you and your love. And just gently, gently take a wonderful breath. Find yourself back in the chair. And gently, gently bring yourself back. Open your eyes when you're ready. And thank you, Cheryl Boxwell, healing also for Gareth, Les and Stuart. And thank you for your light and love to everyone. I've just seen your message, forgive me. So bless you all, take my love and welcome back. And I'll hand you over if that's okay. But always have a Merry Christmas, have a great day. And thank you for being with us. And bless you all. You want me? Hello there again, of course. Yes, if there's some more to say there, I've just received Cheryl's. Hello, Dawn. Nice to see you. Dawn Quallison Quarry, you're so lovely. Merry Christmas again. Yep, God bless us all. And God bless you. Georgina Rogers, and I'd like a prayer. Spending Christmas alone, my love, you are never alone. Feel the spirit of your father's family and your mother's family. Feel them with you and know the present to the world is you. You have to be strong, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And take my love. And Mum is with you. And you are loved. And Jacqueline, and of course, lovely to see you again. I know, forgive me for mentioning him if it brings pain, but Stephen is sending me I can see him blowing you a kiss and give me a big hug. And thanks for looking after the family for him. And Karen Riley, can you send healing to me? Of course, Karen, we're already with you. And you are, of course, yes, families can be difficult, but know in a heart centre, their spirit always love you. Sometimes the egos get carried away. And Richard Kirby, yes, Merry Christmas, healing for you. Straight away, nothing selfish about asking for love. They tell me all the time, healer, heal thyself. So bless you, Richard. How can you be strong if you don't look after yourself? So the love of the spirit is with you. Thank you. And Susan Ross, I love that flower. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you sent that lovely Santa icon. I hope he brought you something nice today. But thank you to him for bringing you to us. And Sharon O'Keefe, good morning. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all of us and to you too. I love that picture. Hugs, lots of hugs to you. Spirit hugs, of course. There we are. And Mia Blackwell. Oh, what a lovely picture. That little one looks so beautiful. Of course, he gets that from you. So good morning and Merry Christmas. Avril O'Reilly, oh my goodness, I wish I could ride horses, but I fall off. But never mind, it's not because of the drink. But I'm doing Christmas on your own. But there we go. You're lovely, and know that the spirit of my love is with you. Yeah, it's been a hard year, but let's be positive and bless you. Hello, Ava. Lovely picture. I love that little reef around you, but you're such a beautiful eyes. Merry Christmas from Sweden, you say. Well, Merry Christmas from the world to you. Bless you. You're wonderful. I love that picture. April, yeah, Merry Christmas, Mum and Dad. They hear you, don't you worry. The soul always is in contact, and there is with you. So April, bless you. Merry Christmas to you. Maxine George, yep, what a beautiful reef. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Well, you're beautiful. Remember, you're creating the energy in your particular location, sending out your love and bringing the love in. And my goodness, your grandson will be in good hands with your family. He will be so proud of you, and love carries on forever. He'll be waiting for you, and you'll know him. Sarah Simmons, yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. I wish I could get my hair like that. Mine's an absolute mess. I can't do a thing with it, but there we are. Bless you. Vicky Taylor, oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? That little there. You both look lovely. So Merry Christmas, everyone, and lots of hugs and kisses to you too. Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. B. Morning, Veronica and Mark. There we are. So yes, thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Everyone on Psychics TV. This is a lovely new thing for me, but it's exciting. I can feel the love of the spirit with us all. So bless you all. Merry Christmas, my love. Sue Chadwick. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh, what a beautiful picture. He's sending his love to you. That hug on that picture is beautiful, and you know that hugs carry on. Bless your heart. Sharon Thomas, there we are. I love those tinklers. Merry Christmas to you, my love. Take my heart and soul with you all day long. You know that the spirit around all of us, and your love is welcome. Thank you. So Nicola Humphreys, the babies are looking happy there. I hope they're having a really good time today. Good morning to you also. Yeah, Merry Christmas. And I hope the spirit have brought you some wonderful gifts, as well as those two lovely children. Bless you, Nicola. Yes, I am, Jacqueline. Always, never stops. Unfortunately, of course, we've had the lockdowns, but yes, I'm working as a medium. Thank you, Jacqueline. Always available. There we are, and busy. Well, all I'll say then is thank you all. I'm going to pass you over to Ray and Veronica. It's been an absolute honour. To Jackie, forgive me. Yeah, I'm terrible with names, so I do apologise. I'm feeling the nerves here, believe it or not. Forgive me. But there we are. I've had a wonderful time. I feel the love of everybody involved. Take mine, everyone. Have a great day. Merry Christmas. Have a great new year. And thank you so much. The blessings of spirit be with all of us. Over to Jackie and Ray, and bless you.
Thank you.
It's fine. So Merry Christmas to you all. I'll be around. I'll try and get back for the service. Is it on Skype or is it on the Zoom bit?
Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Mark. Thank you very much for today. On behalf of Jackie and I, still expand a love and welcome to you. God bless you.
Bless you all. Thank you.
To everyone that's coming now to our service. It's been lovely being part of the healing with Mark, and it's all putting us in that lovely feeling good, feeling the healing that we've had from Mark and feeling the energy of the Christmas morning. So a very good Christmas morning to all of you that, you know, may feel that you're a little bit lonely or that the house is empty. Then just feel every chair, just visualize every chair in your home with all your loved ones, as Mark said in his healing. They're around us and they choose this moment to be even closer to us. You can just feel that energy just reverberating around the world. And I'd like you to actually visualize a globe of the world with all the wonderful lights of Christmas fairy lights and that wonderful feeling of a comfort blanket around us as we join in this celebration, and this celebration as the years come into an end, and celebrate Yule, celebrating the fact that night is now not going to be as long. It may only be a minute or two each day, but we've got that light returning to the world, and we will be into a new year. So a time of reflection for us to get into that new year. But we'll say a few hellos to people as well. We've seen a few of our Wombles already on this morning. We've seen Cheryl and we've seen our own Jim Bly. And, you know, it's nice to see some of the people that we know that join us. And Sue is from Melbourne. My sister's in Australia as well. So it's, I know you've got about 32 degrees warmth out there at this moment in time. And at least we've got it mild here in London. For today. It's been very changeable, but it's just to let Sue know it's been down to 0 and then up again. And our own Christine Davis, who we often see, attends our services online with us. So that is lovely to see you here, Christine. And our own Julie Caswell, one of our Wombles. So it's lovely for you to be joining us as well, Julie. If Ray wants to join in and say a few hellos.
Good morning, everybody. I'm pleased to be able to welcome you. Sorry we're not in church this morning, but it was rather cold when we went there to check everything, and the heating weren't going to come on straight away. But via Wimbledon Church, and we're now in Mitcham, we bid you a warm and loving welcome, and it's so nice to see so many people here. And as Mark has said, and as Jackie has said, I just also don't want you to think you're alone today. Spiritual Psychics TV is here for you. And you've got so much going on today, you can't be alone. And you're never alone when you've got spirit on your side. The manifestation of God and the spirit world is within us all. And as Jackie says, your rooms here is full. It's strange that how many things have been happening to Jackie and I today from my mum from the spirit world. We keep getting texts that my Sainsbury's card saying, "Good morning, Hazel," and they keep coming up. My mum's been in spirit now 4 years, and she hasn't got a Sainsbury's account. But so it's my mum's way of saying hello to us all and the children. And God bless you all, friends.
We've been smelling perfume as well, haven't we?
Yeah,
and,
smelling mum's perfume. So we're not alone, no. Even though it's just her and I. And we started Christmas early yesterday evening. We had our son-in-law Sean and daughter Rachel and their baby Jack, who's 8 months old, and we opened some presents with him, and it really was fantastic to see a wonderful tradition carry on. Jack was not impressed with the toys, but he loved the box. He played with the box and the wrapping, and he was really joyful with that. And we've seen our son Ashley, who some of you have seen on Spiritual Psychics TV, and his wife Claire, and the 2 boys later. And we've got an exciting year in front of us because Claire and Ashley are having another baby, and it's at the moment we're calling it Baby Bean, but she's got Baby Bean with her, and we're looking forward to an exciting new year, not only with Spiritual Psychics TV, but everywhere in this world. because we have to bring the light and strength of the Spirit to the world. I just want to share this short reading and then I'll do an invocation. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was love and energy. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by God, and without him was not anything made. And the Spirit of light and love was in this world. God gave life, and the life and the light of mankind. Then the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehend not. And it's important, very important, that we as spiritualists and of spiritual fellowship bring that light to this world. So I'll ask you now to put aside the world for a few moments while I do an invocation to this wonderful service of ours. Great architect of the universe, unseen but ever present, but ever manifest in thy creation, we come to thee this Christmas morn, bringing us to the world of light. Make us instruments of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where is darkness, let us bring light. And in that manifestation, let us bring to the man and woman of this world that there is so much joy in this world. Let us find that joy and bring it out to the world. Heavenly Father, we pray for the leaders of nations, that they find within their hearts to do what is right for their nations and the world. We pray for those people working in hospitals and care homes, the NHS and carers, that they be blessed and guided by the work, the doctors, healers all. May they find inspiration in the love that this world has to do their best. So into thy hands, O Lord, we commend the spirits of we, thy children, to thy safekeeping, knowing with thee all things will be done. So mote it be. Thank you, friends. Jackie.
Now, I'd also like to add to the invocation from one that I've got here, which is that what we call our American book, but it has a beautiful reading and invocation. O great infinite spirit, as man is caught up in the spirit of the happiest time of the year, grant to all wisdom and willingness to make proper preparation to receive and value the unspeakable gift of divine love, the gift to all peoples. May the joyous spirit of the glad Yule season suffice mortals' communion with the spirit world, with compelling assurance that departed loved ones still live and love as before. May the glow of spiritual understanding warm human hearts with brotherly spiritual love. May the ceaseless Christmas spirit of peace, goodwill on earth, wholly possess the earth, reigning in the hearts of all. May the spirit of this occasion bring man ever closer and closer to his beloved in spirit, and into his life the eternal things of the blessed season. Amen. What sweeter thoughts can we have of the Christmas message and the Christmas scene? They are pictured in the sublime carols. The only thing absent are the glittering white snow, the moonlight shining on the quiet country hills, and their radiance gleaming against the windows on Christmas Eve. An immortal beauty is reflected from the presence of the angel host as they sang their songs of peace. All the joys of Christmas and the happiness of the Christ child bless us all as we contemplate the scene, inexpressibly gracious in the happiness reverberating around us. In the hearts of the shepherds it vibrated, and so today we feel it echoes as we instantly join in a prayer of praise and thankfulness. Down to the earth floats the song as it compels us to join in with a prayer of love and trustfulness, its candidates uttering everlasting peace. We are transported into the realms of great glory in the spiritual essence of God. From the celestial regions of the planet in starlit space and beyond its furthest reaches came the angel host. They came from the very presence of God, exalted with the spiritual message of joy to the world, tidings of joy which shall be to all people. God so loved the world that he sent the angels to hearten men's soul and bid them remember that God is love. the majesty of his love in the mainspring of all our spiritual safety and comfort, now and forever, throughout all creation as it is manifested. And I just want to finish with a little bit at the bottom here. It says, with renewed courage, we are ready to start the new year, ready to meet the new experiences of life. And I want to read from Emma Harding, called The Psalm of Life. I beheld a golden mortal in the vision of my slumber, and from it streamed the radiance of a never-setting day. White angels, tall and beautiful, and countless without number, were given gladsome greetings to all who came that way, and the gate, forever swinging, made no grating, no harsh ringing, melodiously as the singing of the one that we adore. And I heard the chorus swelling, grand beyond immortals telling, and the burden of that chorus was hope's glad word evermore.
Thank you, Jackie, for those lovely words. Good morning, Mary. It's lovely to see your name up, one of our Wombles. And George, earlier you said good morning. Good morning to you, George, and lovely picture of you and your wife. Morning, Phil. Good morning to you. I hope you're feeling well. It's important today. Sally, good morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, you're not alone. Anne, good morning. Again, you're with Spiritual Psychics TV, so you're not alone. Sally Worker, good morning, Sally. Thank you. We've prayed for Tom this morning. Mark led us in prayer, and we've done a lovely job, and I've shared it amongst the church community as well. Let's keep our fingers crossed, and with God's hope and love, we all go well. Robert Adamson, good morning. Amanda, the peace of Christmas with you, and thank you for your kind words.
We thank everyone for coming and joining us this morning. Linda Wilson is saying good morning and being part of our family group here, our huge spiritual family, which goes all around the world. Lovely to have you. And Cheryl Boxer. Okay. And if people can't say the words, and Cheryl's just saying about the fact that Ashley is going to, well, Ashley and Claire are going to be a dad again, which is lovely. And to Nicola Humphreys as well, congratulations to all of us. And as we go into that, time of the new year, and Sue, welcome to Sue Chadwick joining us. It is that time for reflection, but it's that time. I enjoy Christmas, and I enjoy Christmas with the children. We had several years where our children had grown up and they did their own thing, and it has changed again now that we've got small ones around. But it is that time of reflection. I reflect on all the people that are no longer physically here, but that are having the greatest party. My dad enjoyed his pint every Christmas. Well, he enjoyed it every day of the week, but on Christmas he loved to be out there with his friends and family. And he passed to spirit last year, beginning of last year. And I say that he's in a pub called the Heavenly Arms with the perfect beer at the perfect temperature. And as I see a vision of him, I see him with his brothers and sisters and parents and everyone else in spirit, joining us for Christmas, but remembering all of those wonderful Christmases that we have, because that energy doesn't disappear. So those of you that are physically eating alone in, your four walls, then just go back to a time when you were with that family. Bring them into your heart. Think of them, and they're there literally within a second of you thinking of them, because they are just there. And think, that once we get this week over with, we've got a brand new year. And when I think of a brand new year, I think of the lovely crisp sunny days that we begin to get as we get the snowdrops coming through the harsh earth. And no matter how hard that ground is, those tiny little fragile flowers come through, the tiny daffodils come through. And it is that beginning of us in completion again as seasons. I believe that we all have our season, and I believe that our life can be put into the 4 seasons. You know, we have our spring when we're from our childhood into our 20s. We have our summer from our 20s to 40s. We have our autumn from our 40s to 60s. And Ray and I have now reached into our winter. We hope it's going to be a long winter, but we know that it's the winter of our experience, and that many of our friends, you know, we have as memories are in the spirit world. But we think of what we're going to do next year to share ourselves more freely and to give comfort to those, to give teachings for those that are searching. Those of you that have found spiritualism since lockdown, that have found it through the wonderful work of Spiritual Psychics TV, you know, come and join us. You don't have to say that you're a spiritualist. You just have to be on that spiritual pathway. And some of us aren't on that same spiritual pathway. But the beauty of our religion, our spirituality, is that we don't have to convince you of saying you have to follow our way or you won't be in heaven. You know, you can be any religion you like. If you have that spiritual knowledge and understanding, there is a golden thread which runs through all religions, and it is about love. And if you love everyone that you meet, if you don't just tolerate people, but you actually are able to give of love to them, then we make the world a better place. It is our duty and our responsibility. We have a global footprint, we have a spiritual footprint. When your eyes are open to spirituality, then it is your responsibility for you as a community of yourself to make your community a good one, a strong one, a caring one. I've been really quite heartened with Morning TV has been asking people to donate a minute of time as opposed to money, and they got up to over 160 million minutes for people doing something good and positive for people that are lonely, that need help. So if you have a neighbour that's alone, then knock on their door, see how they are, see if you can get them something. You know, look through your phone book and think of those that you know are alone and give them a call. You know, try to do something as your spiritual community of one that makes the world a better place. Don't think, oh, there's no point, I don't make enough impact. One of my favourite Christmas all-time films is It's a Wonderful Life. And it's because it shows somebody to look at their life and realise the impact of their life by showing them what would have happened if they hadn't have been there. You know, how life would have gone on for others around them. But it just shows just how important even the smallest gesture can be. So that is, you know, I say to people, you know, I challenge you to try and do something good and positive for next year, for the spring, as we bring that new light back into the world, that renewal as we go from winter into spring, and know that it's not too far. Okay.
Friends, at Wimbledon Church this year, we put, I think, 16 people, pay for 16
Yes.
people to eat and have a meal at Crisis. And next year, we're aiming to try and beat that target. And Jackie and I won't be sending Christmas cards next year to everyone, because that money we will spend on Christmas cards, we're going to give to Crisis or similar like charities. And it's important that we are mindful, extremely mindful, how lucky we are and how wonderful, Morning Dawn, how wonderful things that we can do as spiritualists, how we can be God in action here and now. We've got so many things we're going to be trying to be doing at Wimbledon Church. A lot of it will depend on COVID. We had to close earlier because of COVID, because we care about people's health. We care about people being well. But my own brother Mark, who's not well or hasn't been well with COVID, said to me in a text yesterday, well, bro, I'm going to beat this and I'm going to fight it head on. And he is, and he has been, and he feels a lot better today. As he said, I feel like I've just got a cold, but he had all his jabs and vaccines and everything he felt he wanted to have, as Jackie and I have. And it's important how we keep going on, keep forwarding our love and our strength to everybody. This time of the year is foretold in the Old Testament. It says that a child shall be born, and that child will be Emmanuel, which is God with us. God has never not been with us. At times in our lives when we feel we're alone and God's not there, I would take you to the song, the poem Footprints. And at that time when there's only one set of footprints in the sand, that's where the Spirit, God, love, Jesus, whatever word you want to use, that's been carrying us through. Jackie and I have done our best to share our community. We've shared Christmas with Hindus, we've shared Christmas with Muslims, and we watched the telly program the other day. I've been sending texts to my Jewish friends, and it's important, it really is important that as spiritualists, we embrace everyone. We don't take anyone away. And this Christmas, I can't reiterate enough that this Christmas, Spiritual Psychics TV is doing so much for everyone, doing so much. And when I listen to some of these traditional Christian messages, it's all aimed at just Christians. And the Christmas message is for everyone. Jesus was not a Christian. I'm sorry, big news, he wasn't a Christian. Jesus of Nazareth was born of a Jewish tradition, Jewish heritage, and he became a teacher, master, avatar, whatever word you want to use. He forgave us when he was going through so much on that crucifixion day. He asked us to share our love. And he also said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I know that's an Easter message, but Christmas and Easter and all the traditional holidays, religious holidays, are all the same. It's the giving of love. In my Father's house were many mansions. If it was not so, I would have told you so. And I go there to prepare a place for you. And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself. So that is the message of continuing life, that there is no death. Jesus did not condemn the sinners. The church might, but we don't. Can't say we embrace sinners, but we embrace everyone that we love and come into. And we try to see that light, that Christmas light, in the heart of everybody. Good morning, James, and happy Christmas to you as well. And we need to share that message and keep on track. We've got a wonderful weekend coming up to do with joint venture with Spiritual Psychics TV and Wimbledon Church, where we're going to have a lovely weekend together, sharing the truths of spiritual knowledge. And that's important. Spiritualism has an answer to so many questions, but it doesn't have the answer. Good morning, Kim. Lovely to see you both. Really is. We have an answer which we should offer out to the world. In the teachings of St. Paul, he tells Timothy, one of his students, that when the message goes out of season, bring the message out. When the message is in season, put it into season again. Keep it vibrant and be it like a raging fire amongst the forest. Now, we don't want any forest fires. There's too much forest fires going on around this world. But we need to keep the message on tap. Forget our egos of who we are and who we want to be. Acknowledge that we are instruments of his peace. We are light bringers. We are bringers light to this world. And we must manifest that in everything we do in our life. Jackie and I worked in the civil service. We never hid our light as spiritualists there. I've worked in supermarkets. I never hid my light. In my early career as a greengrocer, I did healing in the back of the shop with Dad and back of vans in Covent Garden Market. I've even given readings to people in the back of the shop back in the day. And I look back now to my Christmas days in Brixton Market, and they were joyful times. They really were. And my customers would bring me fruit cake and bun and cheese and Christmas gifts. And the joyness was having them in my life. The greatest present that you can ever give Jackie and I is you, the people in our lives. That is the greatest aspect, because there's love. We need to bring hope. and joy to each and every one we encounter. Not always possible. I can remember one day as a kid offering some old man in the market some money, and I'll clean this up. I use a biblical phrase. He told me to go forth and multiply. But we tried our best. We tried to help. And it's not like Bob a Job Week when I was a kid. You go and help the old lady across the road because she happened to be standing on the road. It's the methodology behind what you want to do. It's the method of how we want to bring hope and joy to people. I never used to enjoy Christmas. It was my kids that reinvented Christmas for me. I didn't always have what I call joyful Christmases, not because of mum and dad, but just because me being a miserable person. But I see the joy and the love of Christmas, and watching little Jack the other night, 8 months old, opening up his Christmas box, and as I say, he was far happier with the box than he was the wooden toys we brought. But it's that joy, and we'll have that later on with our other 2 grandchildren. And it was so funny a few weeks back where our eldest grandson, Ethan, said to me, Mummy and Daddy said they've run out of money. Can you buy us some toys? And I've got a list here for you.
Oh, can you help Father Christmas?
Could you help Father Christmas get me some toys?
With him.
Yeah, can you go 50-50? And that's part of that joy, part of that hope. And Ethan, when I said to him the other day, we must forget, some people are alone at Christmas. He said, how can you be alone when you've got God in your life? And that is true, but it doesn't take away from people that are alone and feel alone. We got a wonderful fella at church. I won't mention his name, but his name has been on this morning. But he's made bread pudding for the church this year. He made mince pies for the church this year. He's making cakes throughout the year for the church. He does readings. He spends a whole Saturday afternoon doing poetry on the church WhatsApp line. And he also has a joke and laugh with us. And hopefully next year we're going to be doing his adult naming service, because he feels now he wants to proclaim his spiritualism. And there's so many more people out there in our church that do so much more, and we don't always know what they're doing, but the Spirit never forgets. So all of you who are out there today, we wish you a beautiful special day, a blessed Christmas, and know that you are not alone. And you've got the rest of the day to be with Spiritual Psychics TV. And you've got beautiful people that have been on this morning. My wife looks really gorgeous in that outfit of hers. She has to outdo me every time we come on.
I'd like a little bit of glitter.
She loves a bit of bling.
Especially all for December.
And we were watching somebody singing on telly this morning, and they had an earpiece that was full of bling. And she said, we must get some of them for church. The bling that's in our hearts, the bling that's in the message of Christmas, isn't gifts, but it's the gift of love. And as I said to somebody earlier this week, what gift are you going to bring this Christmas to the world? What gift can you offer the world? Yes, it's love. Yes, it's peace. Yes, it's joy. But what can you do to make a difference? One of the things I like, without sounding too political, President Obama and Jack Kennedy said, what can you do for your country? And what can we do for our community? Because our community doesn't end at the end of this service today for Jackie and I. It doesn't end when we shut Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, because we get phone calls throughout the week and day. And I was remembering back the other day, I was ordained a minister 30th of March 1985. And I remember the phone ringing at 4 o'clock in the morning and someone saying to me, give me this person's telephone number, I'm going to kill myself. So I remember sitting on the floor for about 3 or 4 hours talking to this person. And in the end, they wrote to who they wanted to speak to, and I passed the letter on. But the interesting thing is that we must embrace these challenges. Richard, who's listening in on us, our producer and director, he knows how much I really, really don't like Zoom. Because of my dyslexia, things move and I don't see the numbers. I type in all it's the Eric Morecambe way of doing things. It might be all the right numbers, but not in the right order. And we must do that. And someone said to me the other day that Eric and Ernie are on Christmas Day morning. I said, are they? I went, no, we meant you, Jackie and Ray. I said, who's Eric and who's both of us, which is which? And they said, don't matter. He said, but you're never funny. It's got to be Jackie all the time. But the thing is, in our hearts and our life, we need to share this Christmas message to everyone. The healing that Mark's done this morning, the work that Richard does for Spiritual Psychics TV, and within that, and what's coming for the future. All the people and presenters today being there. So I'm going to ask Jackie to share some words once more with us before we continue.
Yes. This is again from our American minister's book. God meant the soul of man to be joyful. We cannot praise God with a sorrowing heart. Life should be blissful, earnest, experience for us. The atmosphere of Christmas foretells for us the joy that must be ours in the realms of eternity. The harmony of the spheres proclaim it, and the love and affection we bear towards one another mirrors it in the heart of man. Heralded by the angels, the Christ child is the harbinger of eternal happiness. The light that shone from the stars upon the manger bed prefigured the love of God to mankind. The babe's gentle smile held the radiance of the Holy Spirit as it beamed upon those first beholders, brought down from heaven to become the light of the world. No light like it has ever shone through earth's darkness. To have hope and the confidence we place in Mary's Son lifts us from sorrow and despair. We seek to reflect the happiness and brightness of the Holy Christmas in our celebrations of it. Such joy and brightness and the likeness of it, the atmosphere, adores our home. The family circle in its attire, and the Christ is enthralled in the midst of it. Our custom of gift giving is inspired by the gifts of the Magi, the three wise men. The love in their hearts made precious their offerings. So we express our love for each other in the Christmas season. No member of the family and the circle of dear friends are left out of the Christmas list. How eagerly our hearts quicken at the sight of names upon the Christmas package, as is truly is the name of the babe born in Bethlehem that starry night. Perhaps we too sing our sweetest carols and chant the angel's song, peace on earth, goodwill to men. The whiteness of the Christmas in the country thrills us. There is a solemn stillness as we respond to its charm. A poet had pictured it for us. December morning, cold and crisp and sparkling, trees dressed in tantalizing robes of white. Across the hazy skyline, shafts of splendor, red, gold and mauve, part of the curtains of the night. We clasp hands as we stand around the Christmas tree. Our eyes are misty with the kind softness of love. We rejoice together and tenderly murmur each other's names, for this is a holy moment and may never again come to us such completeness of family union. The Spirit of the Christ is upon us, and his voice seems to speak to us in soft benediction. Yes, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, tidings of great joy spread through all the land. Spirit friends are very near us during this beautiful season, and the harmony of their songs of love blend with the majestic music of the spheres. And our overland and sea floats that blessed symphony, sounding forth the great love of God. These lovely Christmas words, but it is that spirit of Christmas that we can feel, that excitement of energy, and we understand about the positive energy of healing. And that time at Christmas, whether people are religious, spiritually minded in any way, they are sending out love. Every Christmas card that you write, you are sending out love and hope and joy to the people you know and the family that you know. And perhaps you only write to them once a year at Christmas so that you can tell, oh, so-and-so's still alive, you know, but I want to send them a Christmas card. And we've put a few family letters in recently to sort of say, oh, well, we've got another baby in the family and we're going to be grandparents again next year, just to sort of let some distant family know that we're still around. But in sending that moment, just sending that perhaps 1 minute, 2 minutes when you're writing a card, you're sending that love, and that love resonates through the whole of earth, and you can just feel it. It's the only time that you begin to see in shops when you've been served by the cashier and they say, oh, Merry Christmas, have a good New Year, because they're sending that love. You know, they're all giving out healing without even realizing that that's what they're doing. You know, those of us that are trained spiritual healers understand that power of healing and absent healing, distant healing, and understand that, you know, by just having those few words to people is making that energy just resonate through the whole of this world. And that's why it is that beautiful feeling of energy that isn't just for Christians for this time of year, but the return of the light. And we watched a program, Ray touched on it, that we were finding out about how other faiths celebrate Christmas. But this particular news article, they had a pagan Wiccan priestess in the woods that was giving joy to the fact that the light was coming back, and the fact that this particular ceremony was thousands of years old. And there was a wonderful, I think it was White Eagle or Silver Birch teaching that Ray was reading the other day, that was talking about how ancient the symbols are of welcoming in the sun back, welcoming the light back into the world, and that time of reflection for the end of the year. I mean, in the very ancient times before Christianity with Yule, and it was a 12-day celebration where people got together after all the hard work and became warm together, snuggled up together, and just feasted for those 12 days. And that must have been an incredible energy and time of celebration. And it's the Christian faith that actually pinched Christmas time from the pagans, because they thought, well, that will go really well with the birth of Christ, even though it was probably September, because it's about the symbol, it's about the gift, it's about the light bearer coming back to the earth, and it's about understanding, giving of ourselves as well freely. But just feel that energy. I can feel it in the air now as we send that wonderful comfort blanket around to all of us. And I want to say a happy Christmas to Rose Anderson, who has joined us. It's wonderful, Rose, that you're online with us, enjoying this service with us. And I think we'd seen that Elaine was on as well. So welcome. It's lovely to see your name up again, Elaine. And I've spoken enough, so Ray's got something else he wishes to share.
Happy Christmas to you also, Alison. Look, you look wonderfully happy there with your grandchild or child around your neck. It's beautiful. Donna, dear Moon, Merry Christmas to you too as well. Have a blessed day. Really do have a blessed day. And it's important that we think of others. I like to use Christmas as like the Americans do with Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for what we have in this earth of ours and what we have as friends and family. And it's so much was forbidden last year and even the early part of this year, what we could do and what we couldn't do. But we who are surviving this crisis, this pandemic, we've got a lot to be joyful for. We've got a lot to be grateful for. And we enjoy that. And as Jackie was saying about her dad earlier, I can always remember going round there on a Christmas day at 5 to 12, and he'd come down and he said, right, son, you ready? And he was round the pub by 2 minutes to 12, knocking on the door. Come on, open up, it's Christmas Day. I've got a lot of drinking to do before 2 o'clock. And he enjoyed that. And as Jack said, since he passed to the spirit and now in the heavenly arms, it was wonderful. The first years that my dad passed and my mum was survived by dad, and my mother-in-law passed and my father-in-law survived, we had them round here for Christmas Day, and Jackie did a bit of a Christmas dinner, and they were both particular what they ate and what they didn't eat, and Jack did it all. And we both knew they liked sort of like war films and stories about war films, and we brought 2 new films and we put these films on. One was The Monuments Men, about finding lost treasures after World War II, and the other one was The Water Diviner, Robert Crowe, I think his name is, and how he went to find his lost sons from World War I. And we sat there, and Jackie and I enjoyed the films, and we did snacks in between, as you do, and bits and pieces, and the films finished, and I went, well, I hope you enjoyed it. And they both looked and said that was a waste of time. They were boring films. And can we go home now, please? That's how it was, and that's fine.
Yeah. They were lonely in their hearts.
They were lonely in their hearts for their in my case, my mum for my dad. And when my dad passed, my mum passed, I know she was reunited with Dad. And same with your dad, wasn't he? He missed June.
Yes.
He missed his wife, and he had to make or we made it for him, but make the decision to put her in a home. She began to get severe dementia, and she wasn't recognising any of us at the end of her life. But the greatest thing with that day she passed to the spirit, I've got her on FaceTime to manage to speak to Jackie, who was in France doing a bucket list trip for a member of the church in Lourdes in France. And I got to speak to her daughter in Australia, which was quite early hours of the morning there, but I got to do it. And she was so fit and well. And I thought that was so wonderful. And then a few hours later, she passed to the spirit. But she managed to say goodbye, as she used to call her daughters, my two little girls. And that was great. And that was fantastic. Rick was saddened, as you would be, but he also felt she had passed some years before because of the dementia, because the lady he visited in the home was not, hello, Stephen, lovely to see you, love to you both. Wasn't the lady he married all those 60 plus years ago. But what we need to acknowledge is the message that Jesus offers to this world, that Jesus brings to this world daily. Sometimes to some people it's through the Mass, some people it's through going to prayer and hearing Bible readings. But the simple message of Jesus is to love one another, to heal, give strength in his name, to bring that peace. For that child that was born in a manger became a spiritual leader. He gave so much to this world. He touched so many people years after his passing. You can imagine the Jewish leaders at the time of the crucifixion were like, right, that's all over and done with. That's another one gone, another Messiah, so-called Messiah. And then Jesus rose, spiritually rose from his cave and showed himself to his disciples and continues his work from the world of spirit, as do all the other masters that have lived on this earth and returned back home. We are never alone. I like going to Wimbledon Church sometimes on my own. I have the church to myself, or Hatbridge Church, our other church, and just feel the presence of spirit in that emptiness. It's like a buzzing energy. To use Star Wars words, it's the force. I feel that force. I feel that energy. I feel it permeating through me and through the walls of the church, sending out the light and the love. And we got burgled at our Hatbridge Church quite recently, a few months back. And people broke in and they opened every door and every cupboard. Sadly, then for them, they never found anything. And the biggest thing that was in there to take was an old television, and they couldn't get that through a little 12-inch by 12-inch window, but they managed to get in through that window. And the police officers and the scenes of crimes officers said to us, I'm so sorry about this. And I said, yeah, well, nicely, I have to forgive them because, you know, they were obviously looking for something, didn't get anything. And I said, I don't think there's many churches broken into. And the scenes of crimes officer said, you don't realise how many churches and religious places are broken into daily, because they're basically looking for the silver of the altar sticks or candlesticks. In mosques, they have an alms chest, they're after that, and other temples, they have other things where things are there to be taken. And within reason, we just have to forgive that, because Jesus forgave. Jesus said, he who is without sin cast the first stone. Some of us have done bad things in our time. Some of us have done great things in our time. But what's important is today the message that Jesus brings to this world as a babe in arms, where the shepherds came, the three wise people turned up and gave their gifts. And to reiterate what I said earlier, what gift can you give to your community to uplift your community and to make a better world? Thank you.
I felt quite emotional just thinking of some of the memories, you know, with the parents, and just thinking of their passings last year and 2 or 3 years back. But I also just want to say there is nothing wrong with feeling emotional. Don't feel as a spiritualist that you have to be completely, cut off from emotion, because we know that they've gone to a beautiful place. I always think it's like a beautiful holiday. And I have to just, it reminds me of when I was first sitting in circle way back in the 1970s. And I used to sit in a circle with a gentleman that was already in his late 70s, and he was learning healing, and Jimmy. And I can remember one of the first messages I gave was this beautiful message when I saw him, and I said, Jimmy, I said, you're going on a voyage, and it's this beautiful ship, and you're seeing all of your old jazz musicians, and everyone's coming up and greeting you, and it's so fantastic, Jimmy. And what I didn't understand was actually he passed the following week, so it was actually seeing his journey, I feel, into the spirit world. And he was a good spiritualist, so he would have not necessarily welcomed the fact his earth life was over, but he didn't have any fears about going to the spirit world, as I don't have any fears of going to the spirit world, because I know, I'm just totally 100% convinced of what will happen to me in the spirit world, who I'll be greeted with. Over this last 18 months, 2 years, there has been many people that have lost loved ones, even with COVID, or some of the tragedies of some of the children that have passed recently that shouldn't have passed. But what we have to remember, that the spirit world are there. They've got their emergency team, I always feel, on site, ready to take all loved ones to the spirit world, whether they've ended their own life, or it's been a tragedy, or they have had to pass with no one physically being there because of the COVID situation. And I just wish I could tell every one of those people that actually your family and spirit would have been there. There would have been a whole host of them with happy, shining faces saying, come with us. It may not have been the time you wanted to come to spirit, but it's time to leave that physical body because you can't manage to maintain that body. Come with us, and you're going to have your new etheric body better than ever before, with no ailments. You can be whatever age you're happiest with. You are going to come now with me and meet all of your friends and family that you haven't seen for many years, and you can watch your family on earth. And I like to say to people, as we've had quite experiences of palliative care and seeing people on their final journey, and saying to them, especially if their partner's already in spirit, go with your partner, know that you're okay to leave this earth, and look out for them, because they will be in this room with you. I know one of the most beautiful experiences, and I go back to about, must be 25 years plus, with an uncle of Ray's who wasn't actually a spiritualist, and he'd had some surgery, and we didn't know that the odds were against him. He never told us that with the surgery, and he was on life support. He was only in his 60s, and the family were around, and the machines were being turned off. And Ray had this wonderful experience of seeing spirit suddenly come into this room in the hospital, seeing his grandparents come to take their son, seeing other members of the family in this golden light. And if we could you imagine if we could have that every time somebody left us? But we also have to understand that we're in a training ground. Earth is a training ground for us, for those experiences. It's almost as though we're set on our pilgrimage, and all the maps and things we have to leave behind, all the things that we know spiritually, and we have to go on this journey and up these mountains by ourselves, and just have the guidance from spirit helping us on our way. But we have to learn all the experiences of life. So sometimes we have to do that and not realise all the wonderful knowledge that we've accumulated back in the spirit world. Because I can't understand why, we can't just tell everybody. I know we can't heal everyone because it's not in their plan. And we have to remember, sometimes whatever we want to do to help someone, if it's not in God's plan, then all we can do is offer healing and let them know that they're on their right spiritual path, our pathway, and that things will be okay. So that's my spiritual message for everyone to start the new year. If you could write yourself a list, if you're feeling a bit low or emotional, write yourself a list of actually what you have in life, what you can be thankful for, We did this as a wonderful Thanksgiving service in our friendship club way back in November. What we're actually thankful for and how lucky we are in our society. And whether you believe in having the COVID vaccine or not, I think I noticed that the sort of notes on the news channel that was saying that there has been more booster jabs given in the last 6 weeks here in England than there has to the whole of Africa in this last year. And I think, aren't we so lucky that we're not in a place where they don't have vaccines? Aren't we so lucky that we're in a place where we can have the religion we want? We can have our spiritual pathway without being arrested for it. We can have our political views without disappearing, you know, as we might have done if we were in China or Russia or upsetting the wrong person. We are so lucky that we have heat, that we have a roof over our head, that we have food, that we have abundance of love from family and friends. And just think of how it would feel if we didn't, and how important it is that we try to equalize this world and we try to do our bit. So have that sort of list of all the positives, and you'll find there's so many more positives. And if the negative side is feeling, well, I'm angry because, you know, my partner has passed away and left me and I'm alone and I'm in darkness, that actually the rest of the positives outweigh that, and we're still on that spiritual road and we will be united. And one of the best things we can do for our loved ones in spirit is show that we can carry on this world by ourselves without falling apart, because it helps them in their progress in the spirit world. Hope I haven't gone on too long, sorry.
No. Next picture next to Mark is our godson, Stephen, or one of our godchildren, Stephen, and his wife, Kelly. Leslie Moulton did their naming, but we're their godparents, and we've been trying to help them where they can. And I know how much Stephen loves chocolate. He's a chocoholic. Puts my Jackie to shame with her chocoholicness, but he really loves chocolate. And the things that we've done over the years, he had the biggest Easter egg I've ever seen once, didn't we? The love and joy that he had, smashing it up and eating it and sharing it
at church,
most importantly. And Christmas is a time for gifts. Christmas is a time for mainly sometimes children, but we still in our hearts have that joyfulness and that love. We have remember the faith from family members when I said, oh, we're doing a TV service this morning, we're going to go on for an hour, and they went, it's Christmas. Why? I said, because it's Christmas, that's why. It wasn't they didn't want us to, but they had other plans and stuff, and we then rearranged plans. It's not that our kids are anti, because our son is a medium, working, and our daughter is a spiritual healer, and she's, say, only 9 months ago, she had her first baby. And we need to look in our hearts and our minds. And there's people I know this year have had terrible times. Person I know was losing her house and she didn't like the new place she'd been offered, and one thing and another. And within reason, she's quite contented. Not perfect, but she's quite contented. There's people I know that have been terribly ill with the COVID. Our daughter-in-law, her uncle, he spent nearly 9 months stuck in a hospital in Coventry because the hospitals around here couldn't cope and look after him as well. And he's a little bit still got long COVID, not a little bit, quite a bit. But it's interesting how grateful it is. And listening to Kate, is it Kate on telly?
Yes, Kate Galloway.
Kate Galloway with her husband, who's got long COVID. And she was saying they were playing a game the other night, and suddenly her husband burst out into laughter. And she said, that was such a wonderful gift for all of us at Christmas. And through life and in death, we find some joyful times and some happy times. And I just want to be able to share that with you today. I know Jackie has as well. And I just want to say, and you're right, Keith, we are all God's children and gifted in many ways. And our gifts are all different, but they're unified by the love of God. So I just want to wish, from Jackie and I, wish you both all, from the both of us, a great and happy Christmas, peaceful day. Go and eat your cake, Christmas puds. I'm a vegetarian, so I've got a vegetarian meal. I've got no chicken in my house. The only chickens I want to see are running free on the farms. But for me, bless you all. Jackie?
And as I say, my blessings and wishes for a healthy new year, that we are so near to coming out of this. I really believe after this spike that we will be in a much better place, and that we'll have our freedoms back. It's just important, you know, that's that last hurdle, I think, before we get to the plateau on the mountain, and we'll be able to see how far we've come, how far we've come spiritually, how we've grown. Spirit don't like to make us too comfortable. No point in coming down and having a lurf life if it hasn't. So it's wonderful, you know, to be here with you all.
Thank you. Thank you all. And I just close with a short prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time together. May we share the love and truth of the Christ child being reborn into our hearts and in our minds, and the bringing of the light back into this world. And unto God's gracious care, protection, I commit you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. And may the Lord give you his peace. So mote it be. Blessed be one and all, seen and unseen. I'd also like to thank Spiritual Psychics TV. Have a great day for the rest of it. I'll try and join in as much as I can today. And to Richard James, our producer and director, thank you all very much there. And Mark, thank you for being part of this great day as well. God bless you all, friends, seen and unseen.
And God bless you. And I'd just like to say... Sorry, Richard. I was just going to say, if you've got 5 minutes now after this service before you want to go and put your food on, just grab your address book. We're going to make a couple of phone calls to some family, you know, and just to wish them a happy Christmas. So do that, and especially if you know family members that are by yourself, you know, because just a 2-minute call, just a quick hello, then that would be wonderful for you. So do that as your first positive thing to do. And as I say, give of yourself for next year, because every part, every little effort you make makes the whole. We're all part of that puzzle. We're all part of that oneness, and we can make this world special together. Let's start with ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. And everybody out there, thank you all for joining us this morning. And thank you for bringing your gifts to this world and bringing yourselves to this world to help others. Go back to your churches and your community. Stay with Spiritual Psychics TV. Bring the message home. Bring it passionately, lovingly and caringly to all that you encounter. Bring the glorious message of continuing life, that we are not alone. Be united in your spiritualism. Be united in the Christ message this day. Love and all to one and each of you. Mark, would you like to say a few more words before we go?
Well, thank you, Ray, and thank you, Jackie. That was quite wonderful listening to the two of you. I was emotional at times, and the love of the Spirit is closer with me. But listening to you two, I could really get into it, and I've had a few tears here. Bless your hearts. So thank you to you. It's been wonderful to be here today. Sorry, where I was a bit raw at times, but there we are. I broke my duck. I think that's the word. I can't remember what they call it. But there we are. So lots of
love. Well done.
Yeah, we'll have to get you on at church on Skype.
At Wimbledon one day.
So that would be nice. We'll sort something out for the new year with you, because that would be lovely.
Thank you, Sharon Thomas, for joining us this morning. And any few other words, would people like to say anything before we depart?
And also remember, go on to Spiritual Psychics TV, onto their web pages, look in all their browser parts and see there is so much out there. So if you find that you're going to be home over the next few days or few weeks, if we all get shut away again for a little while, there's so much learning you can do, so much that you can go and find out about, which will be just wonderful.
I love that. Eddie the Raven, blessings to you all. Yeah. I love ravens. They terrify me at the same time, but I love them. And bless everybody that shared words today. And
bless Richard and his team at Spiritual Psychics TV for making this all possible. You know, because without you, Richard, we wouldn't have reached the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people that we've reached.
3.4 million we've reached. We as in a collective.
Yes.
Not like
Not
You're not like
ones.
the ball, yeah. You beat me to that one, Richard. You will comply. Right. There's Zoom on at 11:15, and the mediums there giving readings. So join us again on Zoom, not on Skype, but on Zoom, and have a great time with that. We have been interested in sitting here. The amount of messages that have come up, emails saying to my wife used to belong to a union similar to that. PC.
Yes,
I know it's Paul Christian Spiritualist Church. PCS. As Nectar and Sainsbury's and other saying, Hazel, it's time to come and spend some money. Well, I'd love my mum to come down and spend some money at Tesco's or Sainsbury's. I'd like to be walking around there with mum next to me. Tough times with my mum sometimes. She was in a wheelchair the last few months of her life, and she'd slam her brakes on and throw me over the other side of the aisle. I just want to walk down and see what they've got on
She
offer.
put her feet down on the floor to stop the wheelchair from moving, instead of just saying to us, "Can I stop here?"
But we're looking forward to the Paul Christian Spiritualist Church. They're with us
on the 2nd of
on the
January.
2nd of January. Our medium
So I'm looking forward to that.
New service of the year, and I knew Laurie's father a little bit and his mum from when I was first ordained, and a lot of years have gone on. Eva, bless you. Lovely seeing your name up this morning. It really is.
We hope there may be a few of you for the very first time. So if you're new friends, we have a motto at church that says, "Enter as strangers, but leave as friends." And, our other motto is what we can give, not what we can get. And that's important. It's that joy of being able to give to others and to share our knowledge. And Ray and I have got almost 100 years of spiritualism between the two of us. And Elaine, thank you. And
Thank
for
you,
saying
Elaine.
about
It's
keeping
lovely.
the
Looking
church
forward to you coming
open.
back to Wimbledon one day.
Yeah, for back when people are visiting us physically again. But it's also lovely for people coming, long distance as well, via Skype, via Richard. And we wouldn't have had that, without Richard. And, it was just synchronicity that Spirit...
Our son Ashley, about 3 years ago, he said, "Dad, I've got this vision of having TV screens in the church and we can streamline the church." And I looked at it and I said to Jack, "Oh, bless him. He's trying to get involved. I've got to give him his edge." Like my dad gave me the edge at Wimbledon. I first entered Wimbledon Church at 11 years old. And Ashley got these screens put up in the church, and there's one in the hall and one in the office, and had new speaker system put in the big electronic console, which I call the Beast. It terrifies the life out of me on Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
And it's made a difference. We've reached out to people that I never thought we could. Jan, good morning. Have a happy Christmas, what's left of it, and enjoy it. And we've reached so many people. And my dad had a spiritualist organisation called LAD Promotions, where he took spiritualism back out to the people. He travelled the world with it, and we're doing the same.
We're doing that, with our computers.
So Jackie and I link hands,
Yes.
and we say good morning, God bless you, have a great Christmas, love and blessings to each and every one of us, seen and unseen. Good morning,
Good morning.
go in peace.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Spiritual Psychics TV. Online. Spiritual Psychics TV isn't just an online broadcasting service. We also offer many features via our website. SPTV offers a unique directory that uses geolocation to find your nearest reader or venue, just by using your postcode. The Academy section allows anyone to upload and create their own spiritual courses within minutes. For those who like to read, then our online magazine area will offer just that. The SPTV shop enables anyone to start their online shop, be it to sell used or new items. You can also find our schedule and information about our shows.
Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.